everyone. In today's video, I will be talking about electron microscopy and explaining all aspects of electron microscopy in detail to you all. So let's get started. Electron microscopes are used to investigate the ultrastructure of a wide range of biological and inorganic specimens, including microorganisms, cells, large molecules, biopsy samples, metals, and crystals. Electron microscope uses a beam of electrons and their wavelength characteristics to magnify an object's image, unlike the optical microscope that uses visible light to magnify images. Conventional optic microscopes can magnify between 40 to 2000 times. Electron microscopes have, however, a much higher resolution of about 0.1 nanometer. The electron microscope can resolve features that are more than 1 million times small. At the end of 19th century, physicists realized that only way to improve on light microscope was to use radiation of a much shorter wavelength. J.J. Thomson in 1897 discovered the electron. In 1924, Louis de Broglie demonstrated that a beam of electrons traveling in a vacuum behaves as a form of radiation of very short wavelength. Ernst Ruska and his colleagues used these wave-like properties of electrons to construct the first electron microscope, for which he received Nobel Prize also. The steps of electron microscopy. In electron microscopy, a stream of high voltage electrons is formed by the electron source, which is usually a heated tungsten or field emission filament, and is accelerated in a vacuum towards the specimen using a positive electrical potential. This stream is confined and focused using metal apertures and magnetic lenses into a thin focused monochromatic beam. This beam is focused onto the sample using a magnetic lens. Interactions occur inside the irradiated sample, affecting the electron beam. These interactions and effects are detected and transformed into an image. Here I have shown you a picture of transmission electron microscope with its components. So you can see the electron gun, the condenser lens, condenser aperture, second condenser lens, condenser aperture, specimen holder and airlock, objective lenses and aperture, electron beam and fluorescent screen and camera in this image. Types of electron microscope. There are mainly two types of electron microscope, the transmission electron microscope and scanning electron microscope. And sometimes the features are combined in a scanning transmission type electron microscope. Other types of electron microscopes are modifications of transmission and scanning electron microscopes. The transmission electron microscopes magnify 50 to 50 million times. The scanning electron microscope magnifies 5 to 500,000 times. And the scanning transmission electron microscope can magnify up to 50 million times. In the transmission electron microscope, the electrons from the electron gun pass through a condenser lens before encountering the specimen close to the objective lens. The magnification is accomplished by the objective lens system. The image is viewed through a window at the base of the column and photographed using film or more recently a CCD camera or a digital camera by raising the hinged fluorescent viewing screen. In the scanning electron microscope, the electrons from the electron gun are focused to a fine point at the specimen surface by means of the lens system. This point is scanned across the specimen under the control of currents in the scan coils situated within the final lens. Low voltage secondary electrons are emitted from the specimen's surface and are attracted to the detector. The detector relays signals to an electronic console and the image appears on a computer screen. transmission electron microscope and scanning electron microscope equipped with X-ray detectors are referred to as analytical electron microscopes. Analysis using such instruments are described by terms like electron probe X-ray microanalysis or energy dispersive X-ray analysis. Tomographic 3D images can be obtained by tilting or rotating the specimen while acquiring an image. Recent developments in slicing very thin sections of tissues and imaging the face of the block of the tissue have enabled high resolution subcellular 3D images to be obtained. Coming to the preparation of a specimen for electron microscopy. Well, in this, fixation is done by glutaraldehyde or osmium tetroxide. Dehydration is done by ethanol or acetone, and then there is embedding in resins. These resins could be epoxy resins such as araldite, epon, or Durcopan, or it could be water-miscible acrylic resin. The samples are sectioned by ultramicrotome and then stained. Hope this video was useful for you all. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment in the comment section and let me know if you're liking my videos. Thank you and bye for now.